Hello, and you join us now for our reactions and thoughts on the latest trailer for Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Episode 1,
Yes.
Part
Um,
4.
so the trailer got released earlier today for us in the UK. Obviously, time difference if you're listening elsewhere. Showed a lot more actually of the story than the previous one did. Is this the first full-length trailer they've done, or is it?
Well,
'Cause
they've given you the entire film, basically.
yeah, they have actually. They've
You know
really
everything about this
spoiled
film
it
now.
for me.
It's like, why? You don't need to see the film now. I know what happens.
And
The only thing you haven't seen yet is Aquaman. Or
yeah,
Cyborg,
he's
who
the
also,
only one.
who also believes meant to be in this.
And Cyborg's in it,
Yes,
yeah.
you haven't seen. To be fair, Wonder Woman hasn't actually said anything yet.
No, we've seen her.
We've seen her, but she hasn't actually said anything yet.
To be fair, we've seen her for about maybe a little bit more than we saw her in the teaser trailer.
Yes.
Not much though. They've also confirmed the long. Again, if you're watching this, you're watching a reaction to a trailer, so it's not going to be spoilers. But I'll say it
Wonder
just in
Woman's
case.
What?
No, because they confirmed there was a fan theory during the teaser trailers that's been going on for a long time that Doomsday was going to be in this, which is now
That's not
confirmed.
Doomsday. That's Zombie Zod.
It was Doomsday, is who it is.
It's Zombie Zod.
I'm willing to bet it might be. We might call him that, but they will refer to him as Doomsday.
Not Doomsday. Which means next film will be the death of Superman. That's the only thing Doomsday is known for.
Yeah, it's true actually.
Death
Well,
of Superman.
not the animated series, of course.
No, but it's what
It's
most
the
people.
animated universe. But yeah, generally.
Warner Brothers treat their fans like idiots anyway when it comes to the law of this. And so
I had hopes for this film, and the trailer.
I still do. I actually liked Ben Affleck in this trailer, which is
I
amazing.
did as well. Part of that I liked.
Although hearing Batman nearly say the word shit is like hearing Harley Quinn in Arkham Asylum say crap. It's weirdly surreal.
Yeah, it doesn't quite fit, does it?
But I like the humour of that shit. And I will say this: the Batmobile from this film sounds awesome. Because I've played Arkham Knight.
Yeah, because they've released.
Yeah, the Batmobile sounds awesome, and I do like the Batmobile and how it looks.
I've got to say, the aesthetics for it are still very pleasing for it. I'm still not sure what I'm going to make of the film because a part of it, I would have preferred they didn't reveal Doomsday. All right, not Doomsday.
Not Doomsday.
Zombie Zod.
We'll do what we call to all characters who aren't who they are. We'll call them New 52 Doomsday.
All right.
New 52 has nothing to do with the DC universe anyway.
No. Is there a Doomsday in the New 52?
Probably. I don't know. I didn't give a shit, frankly. Given up. I've read the Wonder Woman comics and New 52
I was
went,
like, not caring and not knowing are two different
no,
things. Though.
I have no interest in this. And then they made Gordon Robo Batman, but that was even more stupid. Which I'm glad they're not doing New 52, because I thought they would, because DC being DC, trying to shove it down your throat.
No,
This has less to do with New 52 and more with bits and bobs from the old universe. Like Lois and Clark are actually you know, it's not Wonder Woman. People are saying it's Wonder Woman and Batman in this, because they're meant to have a relationship, or at least know each other already. Which, yeah, the Justice League cartoon did that. I'm personally at Steve Trevor will go home with Wonder Woman, because Steve Trevor's in the Wonder Woman film.
Oh yeah, isn't he?
And which is in World War One, which is an interesting way of doing it.
I thought it was World War Two.
World War Two, World War whatever. It's not a World War.
Big difference. His tradition is World War Two, isn't he? Because he's an American fighter.
Yeah, it varies.
Yeah.
That's another film to come out 7 years later.
But they'll be going for the classic stuff because they know that's got the larger fan base.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't like New 52.
Yeah, a lot of people.
But that hasn't stopped DC from shoving it down your throat anyway.
Oh no, of course not.
They don't give a shit.
They might eventually, but
you know, I'm glad
right.
for that.
As we've said on previous occasions, Sean, it will all change when we take control.
No, and I shoot Dan Dido in the fucking face with a high.
When you take over DC and I take over Doctor Who, it'll all be fine.
I'll just hire Bruce Timm and Paul Dini as writers.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
To be fair, no one's been able to write Harley Quinn except Paul Dini correctly in anything. So
just the one who made her.
Yeah, in anything. So Suicide Squad, that's also coming out. No, I feel even more depressed. Anyway, back to this. Yeah, I like Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne / Batman.
I'm hopeful because I remember seeing him in.
I haven't seen Ben Affleck in much. He's a Daredevil, but
there was something that he was in a while ago that I can't remember the bloody name of. It was a Justin Timberlake film, and I watched it. It was not long after that it had been announced that he was going to be playing Batman and Bruce Wayne.
He's just playing Batman. Someone else playing Bruce Wayne. He's just playing Batman.
I can't remember who it was. I can't remember what the film was called. It was a Justin Timberlake film. I remember that. So I actually quite enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I remember going to see that and afterwards saying to Jack, who's a huge Batman fan as well. He's a huge fan of it. And I remember saying to him, and Jack agreed with me, I think actually he's going to be a very good Bruce Wayne.
I mean,
after seeing him in that, I think he's going to fit really well. Because it's very different than the Ben Affleck of Daredevil, like you said. That was,
you won't mention.
That was over 10 years ago now, that film was released?
Getting on it now.
Years ago. This one's very different. And I quite like the looks of him in this.
Yeah, they're going for the older Bruce Wayne who's been through
hell.
An unubiquitous amount of Robins.
Yes.
Apparently the one they killed off was Dick Grayson, not Jason Todd, which, if that is true, is just stupid. But
right. But is that confirmed, or is that just
a rumour?
Rumour.
Because the only Robin people know outside the comic books is Dick Grayson.
Yes.
Even though Tim Drake is by far the better Robin in the comics.
I think most people, the ones I know generally better are Dick Grayson and Tim Drake.
Yeah, Jason. The only thing Jason Todd did was get blooded to death by the Joker. And
I know him better as Red Hood.
Yeah, and he was an arrogant piece of shit. You think Damian Wayne's a piece of shit? You haven't.
Of course, the other big thing we can talk about a lot more, who featured quite prevalently in the trailer for this, was Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor.
Well, the Joker. I know he's not playing Lex Luthor. He's playing his son. He's not playing Lex. He's playing Lex Jr. Or Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook. Apparently, is what it's based on.
It comes across like that because I miss the days of an older Lex Luthor. Because I'm thinking, I've never seen a Lex Luthor done like this ever.
No, it's not. I'll say it's not Lex Luthor. Technically, real technicality, it's not. But
are we getting a real Lex Luthor?
I don't know. Who knows? This is David Goyer.
So I was going to say, it's not just that, it's the whole thing of Lex Luthor's never young. Unless you go by the Smallville series when they're all young. To be fair, though, that version of Lex Luthor was bloody brilliant, and I quite like the Smallville TV series. Particularly their version of Lex. Can't remember the name of the man who played it was Michael, I remember something. It was very good. But this is a very different take on him.
Yeah, it's kind of more.
And it's difficult, and I can't compare it to anything because in my mind, Lex Luthor is just Clancy Brown.
Yeah, it's Clancy Brown.
In voice, style, the whole thing of it. Because again, who was the showrunner for Superman the animated series? Because before then, Lex Luthor was generally usually a bit of a thug, if memory serves.
Lex Luthor was originally a mad scientist with jet boots.
He was a mad scientist originally.
Then he got Final Crisis retcon the entire universe. Final Crisis, one of the many reboots DC does a week, made him the Machiavellian businessman that he is most known for being.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I'm not quite getting that feel for... I'm not quite getting the Machiavellian sense. No. Bits of it, yeah, I'm getting...
I like the line he gives to Lois Lane about...
Yeah, you're a psychopath.
Yeah, I like that line.
That's a really nice line, and I really like that.
Yeah, but try and be different, but it's been different for... I don't know, it depends what you do with Lex.
I think it's the difference of the age thing as well. By playing him younger, you can't do the same thing with a younger character that you could do with an older one. Which actually fits, therefore, for a younger Lex. I mean, very interested in seeing what they do with it. I do wish they hadn't spoiled the whole thing, though. Yes. That last bit of the trailer, I think, you didn't need to show
My first reaction was, why is Killer Croc in this? It took me like a minute to realize, Doomsday, that's what they're doing. Because I saw a bit with Zod's body, and I was like, why is Killer Croc in this? It means Suicide Squad. I'm probably done wrong, because most of the characters are not going to be done wrong.
My literal reaction was, that confirms that theory then.
Doomsday.
I've been disappointed now. You confirmed it for me in the trailer. You've done the one thing I don't like. Give me the plot in a trailer.
You entire film in one trailer.
When's it out? It's March, isn't it? March, April.
I believe so.
It's before New Captain America, because originally they were going to be out at the same time. Yeah. But they've moved Batman, Superman, Fords. Moved to a closer date. It looks interesting. I've slightly been underwhelmed, a little bit disappointed by it now, admittedly.
Well, that's my reaction to the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe right there. Underwhelmed, mildly disappointed.
But this one's kind of taken a lot of the story for me away from me, which is what's annoyed me for it. Because even then, it's different when you know the source material and you know, all right, I can see where it's going. If you go and see an adaptation of a book or something, and you know the source material, you know where the story's going, but you're not going to be intrigued by, oh, I wonder where this will go. You're going to see an adaptation of something that you already know.
Oh.
This is a bit different because we know it's based on source material, but it's not going to be exactly the same.
Yeah.
But
it's different. I don't like
it's
different.
No. It's not different because I don't know. I know a bit of the source material. I already know it's vastly different, and that's not what's bothering me. What's bothering me is they've spoiled it.
Damn you, Zack Snyder.
Even then, I wouldn't have minded if I'd gone to the cinema and seen the film for you to then do it, because obviously that's different. Because going, oh, so it was all right.
Oh, yeah.
But doing it in the trailer just makes me go, you've kind of. It's kind of like going. It's the old thing of the trailer is the best bits of the film.
Yeah, that's what most of them are.
Which isn't usually the thing to do. Sometimes
No.
you take some snippets of your good stuff, but a trailer was designed to intrigue, not to give me the whole story. Because we've already seen that at some point they are going to work together.
Oh,
we all knew it was going to happen.
happen.
Yeah, we all knew it, but we didn't need to see it in the trailer.
I still want the urge that Wonder Woman comes, backhands Superman, backhands Batman.
Get their act together.
Yeah, grow the fuck up, both of you. And, but that probably won't happen. It's David Goyer, right? That won't happen.
I don't know what I really want to make with it at the moment. I've been disappointed. I'm a little bit underwhelmed. Looks good. It was really up until Doomsday that I was actually quite happy with.
Yeah.
Very different version of Lex.
Yeah, that's going to be...
Which would be interesting going to see that, because it's a much younger version. He actually reminded me a little bit of Benedict Cumberbatch. Might just be that Jesse Eisenberg's got this kind of like bone structure on the face.
Oh.
But equally, it's the idea of what we've got with Benedict Cumberbatch's Sherlock. It's a younger version than what you usually see. And yet, that's not dissimilar. Yet, it still isn't far away from the source material. This version of Jesse Eisenberg's a lot younger even then. Jesse Eisenberg's in his 20s?
I believe so, I don't know off the top of my head.
Sort of mid to late 20s, that kind of thing. We're getting a very young Lex compared to the usual one who's in his 40s to 50s. And I still like the rumour that went around with Bryan Cranston playing Lex Luthor.
Oh yeah, I can imagine him being...
I still want that to happen.
To actually beat Lex. He could be, because this isn't Lex Luthor. He's Lex Luthor Jr.
Does he exist in the comics?
Yeah, this is something Lex Luthor.
What's he like?
Can't remember, I haven't read something with him for years. Top of my head. Go on Wikipedia and look at that.
I'm still hopeful.
Yeah.
Of course, the whole thing is you had an internet rumour that was then quashed, which makes it less likely that it will later happen. Because the whole thing, there's a big fan theory, doesn't mean it's going to happen later down the road. In fact, it usually means it's less likely.
Which means we'll have either Darkseid or Brainiac in the Justice League film.
To be fair, as a huge fan of Brainiac,
only voiced by Corey Burton.
There's a couple people
He's not. I'm angry.
There's a couple people I could see also voicing him, but again, it would entirely depend on how they play him.
Still annoys me about Lego Batman 3. They have Clancy Brown's Lex Luthor, but they do not have Corey Burton as Brainiac in that.
Corey Burton's one of the brilliant voice actors.
I know. I just love his Brainiac.
He's also the voice of Shockwave in the original Transformers series, and for most of the subsequent ones as well.
And did Hugo Strange in Arkham City?
Yep.
Or as I call it, Christopher Lee. It does sound weirdly at points. Like, I remember when that first trailer came out, I'm like, Christopher Lee's in a Batman game? I went, no, it's not Christopher Lee.
John Noble voiced Brainiac in... It was a straight
Yes, he did.
film, which was actually very good.
Yeah.
John Noble's one of the ones I could actually...
Just think of the Scarecrow now. I just think of the Scarecrow.
I love John Noble generally as an actor.
Yeah, he's a great actor. He's also in LA Noire, which took me 10 minutes to realise. I'm like, whoa! Yeah, he plays a business guy and part of a massive conspiracy, property developer in LA Noire.
I like John Noble.
Smiles a lot.
Fringe.
Smiles a lot. In a kind of unsettling way.
Yeah. I could see him voicing Brainiac again, which is quite... I really liked his voicing of Brainiac. I could see studios wanting Benedict Cumberbatch to voice him.
He's in fucking everything.
I doubt they get him though, because obviously we already know he's Doctor Strange.
Yeah, he's Doctor Strange.
Which they generally, I know there'd be I imagine one exec would go, "What about Benedict Cumberbatch?" and go, "We can't. He's in Marvel."
They'd probably get more of the fans of DC on if they got some of the old voice actors back.
They would actually.
They would. Again, okay. I don't think Clancy Brown could actually play. I haven't seen Clancy Brown in person for years. Could actually play Lex Luthor.
The last thing I've seen him
in person, he could voice, but he'd play him in person.
He was in Cowboys and Aliens.
Was he?
Yeah.
I haven't watched the film, but I'm amazed in that. You know, because I do think of him now as more of a voice actor.
That's a pretty good film.
Is it?
It's weird.
I like weird.
Because it's a strange combination of sci-fi and western,
I've seen
but it's
trailers.
not really an amalgamation of the two. It's a sci-fi set in a western.
Mm.
It's worth a watch because it is actually Clancy Brown actually doing a pretty good job. Actually, I quite like him. In there.
Lex Luthor or Mr. Krabs.
Yes, which is a weird thing.
It's a weird thing. Knowing you is that voice by the same person. You know, but get probably Burton back as.
I imagine what they'll probably want.
Michael Ironside back as Dark Side.
Yeah, that'd work quite well.
You don't really need someone physically to play Dark Side. You just CG him.
Unless you go for the route that they did with Ultron for Age of Ultron, which was by having James Spader in a mocap suit.
Well, they'll all do that, yeah, but Darkseid doesn't really walk around much.
I could see them putting maybe Kevin Michael Richardson as Darkseid.
Ironside. He will play Michael Ironside playing Darkseid.
Michael Ironside playing that. No,
Meth.
I could see. I was thinking of Ironhide for some reason because he voiced Bulkhead, who's pretty much the equivalent in Transformers Prime. But I could see him going in for the part of Darkseid quite well. For some reason, I'm still thinking that when Hollywood studios we need an intelligent. Right, what we've got a bad guy who's a Machiavellian villain, bit of a big shot, thinks he's smarter than everyone. We go British.
Well, yeah, that's never been the thing.
Which is what they always do, and therefore you always go with a classically trained British actor to voice the role, which is what I would expect if they did Brainiac. You will always go for someone either with a British accent. You go for a classic British trained actor. And there's a whole host of them you could have really at the moment. Because Hollywood's full of them. All lining up to play villains. Wow, we've completely gone from Batman v Superman
Look
to
at how unremarkable that trailer was. How unremarkable that trailer was.
It was, generally.
Weirdly unremarkable. There's someone else going, okay, Clark Kent,
The
Bruce Wayne. Okay, I'm getting into this. Okay, well.
There's Lex, alright.
There's Lex, okay, it's different, but.
It's very different Lex, but alright, I'll go with it.
Go with it. It's your vision. And, again, I thought it's because of Croc originally in the first one. I didn't immediately go Doomsday. Until all went, Doomsday.
That was the point it lost me.
Yeah, I was like, I was literally, why is Killer Croc in this? Because I know Batman's in Suicide Squad, or allegedly meant to be in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, he's got moments in it.
Yeah. So I was like, why is Killer Croc something different?
The previous, because they've done 2 trailers for this before, and they had the teaser trailer and the Comic-Con one, which they released after it got leaked.
Yeah.
Those 2 trailers excited me more than this one.
Yeah, well again, they just told you the entire film.
This one told me the everything. The previous
you need to see the film. And this is a massive double twist, and it's not actually in it.
I would feel, but then I would feel even more annoyed.
Yeah, like, you bastard.
I think you've made me go into this expecting disappointment.
I want more trailers that actively trolling the audience what to expect, but then, completely throw it over your head.
If there's any trailer that would do that, I foresee it would be the Deadpool one.
Yeah, well, yeah, that you're expecting it to.
That's what you expect. It's the only one I think I could get away with it.
Yeah, because
that's out April as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's going to be out in a while. That'd be good.
Deadpool, so it's one joke.
It's all
stretched for infinity. And
yet it still works.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
No, there are times in Deadpool that I get it, okay? All fourth wall messer, I get it. And I got it 20 minutes ago. Say another word and I'm going to throttle you. I'm going to call Deathstroke in. He's actually taking piss out of. Deathstroke. That's what we need. He's not in the Suicide Squad, it's Deathstroke. Because Deadshot's in it.
Yes.
He's just up in a Deathstroke.
It might come in at some point. To be fair, it's only the start. This is the start of the DC cinematic universe.
It always annoyed me in Teen Titans they call him Slade, not Deathstroke.
Does that mean... I've just realised the Marvel Cinematic Universe is the MCU.
Yeah. The DCCU.
Yeah, I was going to say, is this the DCCU?
Yeah.
Which doesn't sound quite...
No. Well, it's
DCC. It's that slight stutter, almost.
To be fair, on DC's logo, it should be DCCCU, because it's DC Comics.
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking redundant. It's the best of times.
Universe. So it's the DCCC...
Yeah. Lots of C.
DCCCU.
Man, that's redundant. DCCU. Let's call it the DC. I'll call it the DCU because it has more to do with the DCU than New 52 does. Which is the really sad thing. And, most of the animated films have more to do with the DC.
What does DC stand for?
Detective Comics.
Thank you. Hang
Or
on, so technically they call Detective Comics
Yeah,
comics?
that's why everyone says it's redundant. The logo is DC Comics, Detective Comics. Their logo is redundant, just like their new universes these days.
Wait.
It's redundant.
It is. Right. I think that's generally, considering that we were so overwhelmed, we've deviated onto the next one in the film, in the franchise.
I can talk about Wonder Woman film if you want, but we know very little about it.
We know virtually
And
nothing.
other they're doing the Captain America shtick in the. Hey, as long as we get a '60s Wonder Woman with the jacket and the. Because that was fucking stupid as well. Anyway, if I would like them to do that, just go for the entire history of Wonder Woman, all the good and the bad.
Do we get to this version?
Yes, we get to this. I am glad they're not doing all the origins in this film. It's just like, oh, Wonder Woman. Great. So you want more? There's a Wonder Woman film coming out. So we're not going to have. We have 5 characters. They all need origins in this. And
That would be too much because then you'd have no time.
Well, if you know who Wonder Woman is, I'd argue she's the most famous superhero. Like Superman's the most popular superhero. Wonder Woman. Generally,
iconic rather than
is the one you think of. You think of superhero and you think of Wonder Woman.
You think of Superman and you think of a female superhero. It's Wonder Woman. Yeah.
Or Power Girl's breast, but that's a different story. It's the boob window. Why is there a boob window?
Because because that costume was designed by men.
Damn you, comics industry, for being sexist.
No,
it's just Frank Miller who's actually sexist.
Yes, that's true.
So yeah, mildly annoyed, disappointed, still not Doomsday. It's mutated Teenage Mutant General Zod. He reminds me of the Turtles in that Michael Bay film, actually. No, I've just thought about it. He reminds me of that.
Oh god.
Teenage Mutant General Zod. That's what it is now. Heroes in the half shell. I will find him.
I had such high hopes. He was actually. I really like Michael Shannon as
Not as good as Terrence Stamp. Not as good as Terrence Stamp.
No, it's not as good. Again, you can't really beat the originals a lot of the time. But still, he didn't say the line.
It really fucking annoys me.
It still annoys me.
Why would he say the line?
Say the line and I wouldn't have minded. Because otherwise I thought he did quite well at it. I quite liked his Zod.
Then most of the time, a snickering and then it was on screen.
I wish he'd say the line.
I still say, what's his face, the woman, not Ursa, because they gave her a different name for some fucking reason.
Yeah, they did.
Was way more intimidating than he ever was. He was more comical, and not in the good way. He was just like, yeah. I'm being serious, though. I'm being serious. Sorry. And can we not forget the Man of Steel penis rockets?
Oh yeah.
Signed
by Geiger.
That's what's wrong with it, that film.
There's a lot of weird things with that film. I haven't watched it since I saw it in the cinema, actually. I probably need to. I'll probably have to go and rewatch it before I go and see Matt.
Why am I watching Batman Begins? That's why am I watching Batman Begins with Man of Steel?
Oh yeah.
Like, it's really Superman. I know having the symbol of hope and optimism is not edgy and cool enough these days for the hip crowd, because they're all focused on things being edgy and dark because they have the emotional range of a razor blade.
It's not just that. I can see why that's appealing now to modern audiences, because we become more cynical of the world and we want things
but Superman is that symbol of, you want cynical, you have Batman.
Yeah, you want Superman is and always has been
the optimistic hero,
a symbol of hope.
Yeah, there have been odd stories, innocent, stupid stories of Superman. In fact, very few people can write. Much fewer people can write Superman than can write Batman. Because they just make him OP and not. A good writer of Superman, he's awesome and kick everyone's ass, but still interesting.
It's difficult to do that because the point is, Superman. It's the whole thing of heroes and villains, and anti-heroes and villains are more fun to play and write because they're interesting, because from a writer's perspective, they've got more depth, because they've got flaws. A perfect hero is difficult to write because they've got no flaws. There's no character traits you can really pick up on. And the only way to contrast that is you put them with someone who's got flaws, and therefore you've got the contrast and the conflict there as well.
But there have been good stories of Superman.
There have been good ones. I'm saying it's a challenge. I'm saying it's not a task. It can be done. Nothing is impossible in terms of how you write something.
Except expecting Frank Miller to write a decent story these days.
That's different. But
do
again,
I need to get Holy Terror out?
No, you don't.
That is,
again, that's expecting a specific writer to do.
That is genuinely.
We're going in the broad. As you said, it can be done, and it has been done. They have had good Superman ones out there.
just that little take.
I still like it's an Elseworld series technically, but it's the only Superman comic I own.
Red Sun.
Red Sun.
Yeah,
I think it's very well done because it's how you do.
Russian Batman.
Yeah.
That Hatman. Sorry, it's Arkham Origins. You get the skin in Arkham Origins. The Red Sun Batman. Is it Arkham Origins? I think it's Arkham Origins. The Red Sun Batman. One of the skins is the Red Sun Batman.
I quite like that series because
it's
a different flip, and it's an Elseworld series as well, which is quite nice.
Most of the renowned DC comic stories are actually not part of the universe.
Yeah.
They're weirdly they kind of get retroactively put in.
Is that like
Injustice? Technically, Justice is the game.
Yeah, there's a comic to go with it.
Yes, there still is, I believe. The comic series is still going.
Yeah.
And Justice is interesting. Oh, that's another theory someone online said. Someone, that's not Superman, that's Bizarro. I went, no. Stop. Try it. Someone thought, the 40-second trailer you had before was just Superman, Batman, where he's tied up and he takes the mask off.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone thought that was Bizarro, not actually Superman.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're giving way too much credit to something interesting.
Not only that, it's kind of what the hell made you think that?
Yeah, people who like Superman but don't like Man of Steel and refuse to believe that to be Superman.
Because Bizarro, no matter how you play it, Bizarro's always been deformed.
Yeah.
In some way. The whole point of it is he's an imperfect clone. Initially he usually is, and then something happens.
Yeah,
process causes him to
fine, and then you get.
Unless you go with the Smallville version film, which kind of had like a cracked face, like a broken mirror, which was a very different take on him, because the whole idea was that Bizarro came from the Phantom Zone rather than like a cloning experiment that went wrong, which is the traditional idea of what he is.
Well, who knows what's going on?
Well, as much as we might have found that trailer underwhelming, it's given us a lot to talk about.
Yeah, most of the weird theories you see crop online.
They are weird ones.
Like,
the ones we've talked about.
Doomsday is now being... Well, again, I assume it's Doomsday.
Yeah, Doomsday was a fan theory because we thought we saw part...
They never call him Doomsday in the trailer. It might just be...
To be fair, they didn't call him anything.
Doomsday.
Doomsday.
Earth 1 Doomsday.
They'll give it. If I had to have a guess, Lex Luthor will be the one to call him something.
Well, yeah. But
he won't
see. Lex Luthor has Zod's body.
Yeah, but what he'll do there, is that he won't call him literally. I will call him Doomsday. He'll say, "Allow me to introduce your Doomsday," or something like that. It'll be.
Then he'll turn to the camera and wink and go, "See that, audience? See what I did there? This is DC."
It's like what they did with Ironmonger in the first Iron Man film. He never referred to himself as Ironmonger, but I can't remember the name of the bloody actor who plays him. Obadiah Stane, who plays him. He's a really well-known actor. Jeff Bridges.
Oh yeah, Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges. He says at an earlier point in the film when Tony's come back and he said we're not going to make weapons anymore. He actually says we're ironmongers. This is what we do. That's the only reference you get to the name. Otherwise, I'm just trying to think who the main villain was. You don't have Whiplash referred to Mickey Rourke's
in My Man.
In My Man 2. He never refers to himself as Whiplash or anything like that. Usually they don't do that, generally.
I have blanked most of Iron Man 2 out of my head.
I can't do that for Iron Man 3 much as I would.
Iron Man 3, yeah, the man.
Let's not
talk
about it.
Go there.
Let's not.
And,
generally, we have gone we're not completely off topic, but we are running out of things to talk about. And
we could talk about, I don't know. What else has happened? Let's not bring that up. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll leave it there because we've still got a while.
I don't need to see the film now.
I'm willing. Yeah, we don't need to.
I've seen the film. I don't need to. Although I still want to hear Gal Gadot actually say something as Wonder Woman. That might have. We will either wait for a later trailer. And we'll probably do at some point, or a TV spot to go with it, or we'll have to just have to wait. Not necessarily inherently against her playing the character. Okay, she doesn't look like Wonder Woman. She has spindly arms, but that's Wonder Woman. But she can play the character well. You can't do worse than New 52 Wonder Woman. No. Unless you're Frank Miller, in which case she's a man-hating lesbian who has sex with Superman. And probably has a child in the new Dark Knight Returns book. Ooh. But that's Frank Miller, and he doesn't understand women, period. No. He barely understands Batman at the best of time. Right. So I'll call it time, therefore, on our reaction stroke review of the latest trailer. You've done the film review, there you go. And which is also there for the film review. Of course, by the time it does come out,
I'm willing to bet only one of us will go to the cinema to see it because the other.
I ain't going to cinema to see any film because I hate cinemas.
Yeah, so
unless I really get excited about a film, which is last film was Lego Movie,
which we went to go see together.
Yeah, so yeah, it was Lego Movie, and I was like, oh my god, must, but no comic book film.
No.
Even Star Wars isn't doing it for me, so it'll just be one massive nostalgia bone.
I'll let you know.
It will be.
I will let you know.
It will be, and
flexible as ever.
It's made by fans of the original trilogy. It's going to be.
All right, believing it.
The lightsaber is still stupid.